Now, let's grab an equation, your pen and pencil, and let's begin. So, here is our equations. First of all, we want to make sure that they are in the same order. Notice how in the red equation we have x's, then y's, then a number. The blue equation follows a similar pattern. It has x's, then y's, and then a number. So, that means we're good to start. So the first thing we should do is label our equations. Let's call the red one 1 and the blue one 2. So for our first equation, the red one, we need to think about, for these equations, which letter we are going to eliminate. So let's look at this red one here. Are there any negative signs? There are no negative signs in our first equation. In the second equation, are there any negative signs? Yes, there's a negative in front of the y. Now that's important because how we eliminate is we're going to do it by adding the equations together. And if we have a negative, that's going to allow us to cause some cancelling to happen. Now, if we look a little bit more closely at this part here, we see that it's a negative 2y and a positive 3y. Now, ideally, if we add them together just now, we just get y, and that doesn't really help. We want the y's to disappear. So what that means is we need to do some multiplication of our equations. Now, because there is a 2 in the blue y, in the blue equation in front of the y, that means we need to multiply the first equation by 2. And because there's a 3 in front of the y in the red equation, that means we need to multiply equation 2 by 3. So, we're multiplying the first equation by 2 because of the blue 2y, and we're multiplying the blue equation by 3 because of the red 3y. So let's multiply these equations. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times 3y is positive 6y. 2 times 15 is 30. Okay, let's just recap. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times 3y is 6y. And 2 times 15 is 30. Now we can move on to the second equation. 3 times 3x is 9x. 3 times negative 2y is negative 6y. And 3 times 7 is 21. Let's just do that again. 3 times 3x, 9x. 3 times negative 2y, negative 6y. And 3 times 7 is 21. Now just make sure all your x's and y's are in the right place and the numbers are on the right. Now, let's have a little look at those y's. Notice the numbers in front of the y's are now the same. But the signs in front of the y's are different. We have a positive sign and a negative sign. This is what we wanted. When we add these two equations together, which you'll see how to do in a second, it will cause the y's to disappear. So let's add these equations together. Draw a line, write the word add. So, to make it a little bit easier, we just put some vertical lines in. So we do 8x plus 9x is 17x. 6y take away 6y is 0, so we don't need to write anything there. And then 30 plus 21 is 51. What we have to do is divide both sides by 17, and we get x equal to 3. Okay, now that we've found x, we need to find y when x is 3. So pick the first equation, write it down. Where it says x, now write the number 3. So 4 times 3. Multiply the 4 and the 3, gives me 12. And then if we subtract 12 from both sides and then divide the answer by 3, we get y is equal to 1. So we've solved it. However, we need to check it, and you should always perform a check. So, take your equations, and instead of using the red equation to find y, we're now going to use the blue equation. So always use the other equation. X was 3, y was 1. We take those values and put them inside our blue equation. So wherever it says x, we write 3, and wherever it says y, we write 1. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. And we can write the point of intersection is 3, 1. Now this point of intersection is important if you are graphing